Why do some companies outperform their competition quarter after quarter, while others struggle to maintain momentum despite impressive results on paper? The answer often lies in how leaders balance trust and performance. Consider GE under Jack Welch, where a relentless focus on performance metrics drove short-term gains, but came at a cost to morale. In contrast, Warren Buffett's approach at Berkshire Hathaway centers on trust, transparency, and long-term relationships. In this episode, you'll learn how different leadership styles either build trust or undermine it, and how you can strike the right balance to achieve sustainable success. Let's explore what sets high-performing teams apart from those that falter under pressure. If you're new here, please subscribe and like, because I share tips to help you improve your career. The heart of this challenge is what's known as the trust-performance paradox. Leaders often face a dilemma. Should they double down on performance targets or invest in building trust within their teams? High-pressure environments tend to reward immediate results, but research shows that this approach can undermine long-term organizational health. When leaders focus solely on metrics and rankings, employees may feel undervalued or anxious, leading to increased turnover and a drop in collaboration. Internal competition can replace teamwork, and the organization's ability to adapt and innovate suffers as a result. Jack Welch's tenure at GE is a classic example of performance-driven leadership. His rank and yank system rewarded the top 20% of employees and let go of the bottom 10%. This system drove strong financial results in the short term, but later studies revealed a downside. The focus on individual rankings led to a culture where employees competed against each other rather than working together. Collaboration declined, and many capable team members left due to the constant threat of being cut. The relentless pursuit of numbers came at the expense of psychological safety and trust. In contrast, Warren Buffett at Berkshire Hathaway offers a different model. Buffett is known for granting his CEOs significant autonomy and prioritizing integrity and ethical decision-making over quarterly performance. This philosophy has produced consistent, long-term results and fostered a culture where employees feel trusted and empowered. During economic downturns, Berkshire's subsidiaries have outperformed industry benchmarks, demonstrating the resilience that comes from a foundation of trust. Simon Sinek's research further illustrates the impact of trust. He points to organizations like Southwest Airlines, where leaders have built trust through transparent communication and shared sacrifice. When crises hit, such as the grounding of Boeing's 737 MAX fleet, pilots and staff voluntarily stepped up to support each other without being asked or incentivized. This willingness to go above and beyond comes from a culture where employees feel safe and valued. The evidence is clear. Prioritizing trust doesn't mean sacrificing performance. In fact, teams with high trust consistently outperform those focused only on short-term results. The key question is how different leadership styles influence this balance. If you're finding this helpful, please subscribe and like, because it helps us create content that matters to you. Also, if you want to take your skills further, check out our executive education and executive coaching programs at execbeat.com. Leadership style shapes whether trust is cultivated or eroded within an organization. At Apple, Steve Jobs embodied an autocratic approach, making key product decisions himself and expecting teams to align with his vision. While this led to groundbreaking innovations, it also fostered a culture where disagreeing with Jobs could come at a professional cost. Many former executives recall an environment where open debate was rare and silent resentment grew among talented employees whose ideas were dismissed. This style enabled rapid progress, but often left team members feeling undervalued and hesitant to share input. In contrast, Herb Kelleher at Southwest Airlines demonstrated servant leadership by spending most of his time with frontline employees, instituting profit sharing and a no-layoff policy, and prioritizing employee well-being. This approach built a deep sense of trust and loyalty, Employees routinely went beyond their formal duties. Flight attendants helped with baggage, and pilots assisted with boarding, not out of obligation, but because they felt invested in the company's success. During industry downturns, Kelleher's commitment to his team inspired employees to support one another, reinforcing a culture of collaboration and resilience. Research by Simon Sinek and Gallup underscores these patterns. Sinek notes that high-trust teams consistently outperform those focused solely on performance metrics, especially in times of crisis. In organizations where employees feel safe to contribute ideas, engagement and innovation rise. Gallup's meta-analysis of 1.4 million employees found that trust-based leadership correlates with 21% higher profitability and stronger crisis response. These effects are not fleeting, they compound over time, shaping both the organization's bottom line and its ability to weather challenges. Leadership is not a binary choice between control and empowerment. Effective leaders adapt their style to the situation, but the most successful, like Warren Buffett, who combines centralized capital decisions with operational autonomy for his CEOs, or Satya Nadella at Microsoft, who encouraged experimentation while upholding high standards, anchor their approach in trust. Their teams not only meet performance goals, but also remain engaged and loyal over the long term. Ultimately, the leaders who achieve the best results are those who recognize that trust and performance are not mutually exclusive. They understand that fostering a culture of trust is just as vital as tracking metrics, setting the stage for organizations to thrive in both the short and long term. In conclusion, the legacy of any leader is defined by the environment they create. Gallup's research shows that trust-based leadership correlates with 21% higher profitability, reflecting how trust drives measurable results. More importantly, trust unlocks discretionary effort and innovation that performance targets alone cannot inspire. Simon Sinek, in his TED Talk, put it simply, great leaders want to provide their people opportunity, education, discipline when necessary, build their self-confidence, give them the opportunity to try and fail, all so that they could achieve more than we could ever imagine for ourselves. This week, try one trust-building action, like soliciting anonymous feedback in your next meeting, and observe how it shifts team engagement. When leaders invest first in trust, their teams don't just perform, they endure and innovate under pressure. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like, because it helps us bring you more free videos. And if you're ready to grow your career, visit execbeat.com to learn about our executive education and coaching.